Well, hi, welcome back to Diamond Torres. I haven't been posting videos in a while because of a lot of personal issues, which I don't want to share, but basically it's a lot of stuff, and I'm trying to figure out how to manage my time, which has been a challenge for me since very long time. Anyhow, today is not gonna be the fifth chapter. I was like cut off in the middle of it, and well, things happen, and I hate that. Anyhow, I wanted to basically talk today about something that's been bothering me, which is that it's a little, what's the word, more serious than I would like to be. I'm worried about how things are getting with work issues lately. I'm a young man and I try to get a job and to work. I normally I'm good at work. I believe I am very determined and I do my best. I can't say I'm the best at every work I am because I can't, and I haven't had much experience with it. I am responsible and I try to do my best at every situation. But I have found that there are many who are even better than me, who can do study, work, and all of that, and sometimes I wonder if I can do the same. I am sure maybe some of you have felt the same way. Like, if they can, why can't I? The answer could be very simple as simply you can't because of how you are or how you work, actually, within yourself. And other times it's more like attitude, more like you gotta work in a different way to get to the point where you say, I can work in any place I want. It's complicated to see, and it's a hard part of the journey of humanity since we invented the thing. But what I would like to say first of all is that sometimes I thank all the people who do that work that they don't want to do, but they do it anyways, not only because it fits their families, but because also keeps a service that people need. And it's not exactly a good work, like the people who collect the trash in the streets, the people who manage the inner plumbing of a city, or they do the dirty jobs that no one wants to do, but they dare to do that. They are brave enough to go there, take the job that they can, and they do it. And they give it their all because they think that if they don't give it their all, that's not worth it. And then you see people who have jobs which can be seen intimidating only by title, but sometimes feels more simple if you look at it. And yet these people act like they are doing the best favors in the world with what they do, despite the fact that they are not exactly in a position where they are actually and factually doing that. They are simply doing overcomplicated things for simple steps and simple solutions. The efficiency of how we manage that it's decaying for me. I see a lot of things that could be done better, at least from my point of view, which is the one about guy in its 20s trying to figure out how to do my life and trying to figure out what I want to do with my life because that's another thing. Have you ever wondered what you want to do with your life, but at the same time, you're like, I want to do this, but this will let me eat? It's complicated decisions, and we as a young generation are forced to deal with those. And I don't mean forced like, oh, it's a punishment. No, it's more like the environment itself, it's forcing us to go through this, and we try to do our best every time we can. I don't doubt that people try to do their best and they have their own demons and their own battles, which of course are important in their own way, but shouldn't stop you from trying to do what you want to do. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do myself and how I'm gonna fight for it. And being honest, I'm not sure up to this point really. I'm doubting about my career, my choices. I just want simple things. I'm not an ambitious man. I just want a quiet life and a nice place to live, not like a mansion or anything. Just a little house, maybe. I wanna have family. I wanna find love in my life. I wanna have dreams that, well, I love daydreaming. I wanna enjoy every second of my life the most I can and welcome every bad situation with a smile. And with all that, I think that when I'm looking for a job, exactly my capacities and abilities are not exactly what would define me as a prime perfect specimen for a job, because I'm not exactly a machine sometimes. I'm not, I do everything perfect all the time and that's all I have, because I believe people can achieve that, but I'm worried sometimes if people achieve that through the sacrifice of their identity, ideals, or something that they value. And that's maybe something that scares me, and that maybe it scares us all. The idea that for the sake of our survival through the economic system and through the system of work, that we have to sacrifice things. And the reality is that we have to sacrifice things all the time, even if we don't want to. We sacrifice time, we sacrifice efforts, resources, all for chances. Chances to get to some places, chances to get things that we want and we need maybe. And there are people who are more determined because they are in a more desperate situation. And I myself am not in a desperate situation. And I sometimes I hate I'm not, because maybe that would push me to do more of what I do lately, which is mostly, studying for college, for a career, which right now I'm having second thoughts about. And I hate that because it's like, I hate that it takes me some time to reach that point. Like, I don't know for sure what I have to do right away, and at the same time, maybe I have emotional issues that I have to deal with. But of course, I don't try to showcase them all the time around the people I know, around the people I care about, because I rather have them smile and think that everything is okay than actually venting in the wrong moments and ruining their vibes of the moment. Like, I don't want to create bad memories with them. I don't want to give them that, and they don't deserve that from me. I'm simply a guy who thinks a lot of stuff, and I'm not exactly a prime model of a man, neither. I mean, I'm not exactly a fit man, and I don't have much to offer in many cases, unless you wanna know me, but just the looks and most likely my attitude around life, trying to enjoy every moment, even as a joke, or enjoying, patting a little dog or a cat by the street. That seems for some reason a way of thinking that I may be mentally ill. I have seen people who look weird at me, and I have seen them from a long time during my life, but I never thought of it that much until this point, right? Really. Like, I never cared. Well, there was a point where I cared. Then I stopped caring, and now I care a little bit, but more in the scientific point of view, like, what exactly makes them look at me like that? Makes me think on the kind of image I'm proposing to others and how I am working with that to accomplish what I want. It's a complex thing in my mind, and people say it's simple. You just go, find the work what you want, get your money, and that's it. But maybe I think things too much, and I try to simplify things a little more, which is difficult for me because I think everything in many angles, and I tend to overthink a lot everything. Lets me see through people, lets me understand people better and be more empathetic. But maybe I have to sacrifice that to, no, I don't know, achieve the success that would make people around me feel more comfortable, feel more acceptance of my existence, feel like I'm on the same wavelength. Which it would be nice if they could go down my way, but I know there are a lot of people who don't dare to change the way they see things as flexible as I try to, because it's easier to just reduce the people that you want to be with based on what you already are, and you make it that an absolute kind of shell that you put people in it, and once the jar is filled you are done with it. In my case it's more like a tunnel which keeps wiggling around, and people pass by and find different things every time they go my path. And I found it funny at first, but the problem is that a tube has two entrances and two exits, and they go in and out, and it's difficult for someone to stay in the tunnel. Everyone wants to go for the light, and if I'm only projecting darkness, sometimes that could be uninteresting. And I mean, they deserve the light, of course. Sometimes I wonder what exactly am I in the sense of what kind of person I am. I have narrowed down some of the things that I am, but I don't think I know me too well to know what exactly is my great goal or purpose in this life. What is the thing that I should be doing? What is the purpose of what my efforts should be focused on? It's difficult to think, I believe. And maybe some people also had the same issues because, well, I say maybe because I think a lot of people have those issues, yet I don't think all of them have it on the same level. Some are stuck in some depression cycles. Some people are feeling pain all day for unknown reasons. Some people feel broken, feel lost. Some people are even worse than that. And I'm the kind of idiot who believes that they still have a chance. Because if they have a chance, maybe I'll have to. I just want to find my own happiness, find what I want to do, find what I want to be, and give it my all. It's kind of a simplistic idea, I think, but I don't know why it's so complicated for me to reach those goals. Because I am good at many things, I know, but none of those things have value really. I can make a baby laugh, but that has zero value. I can be by the side of people who are in pain and help them through their issues without even having to be asked for. I just want to see people in an okay state and I worry about them. Even if I don't know them like a lot. And that has zero value. Of course, talking in economic ways because all of the people I hear is like, and what does that leave you with? Apart from sometimes satisfaction and the feeling that I'm doing good in a world which is constantly decaying because of all stupid decisions and inefficient thinking, I don't have money for it. I don't get any money for it, and money is what matters, really, sometimes. What matters is the money that you earn from doing those things. Like, you can't give now even aid to someone without expecting something in return almost. Even in the social scales, when you try to be kind to someone or you're good to someone, you're actually doing the people a favor by being kind. When I always thought that was like a decency principle. But a lot of people see themselves as if I'm being kind to you, that means you owe me. Which I believe is stupid, but that's how things are run right now, and I'm just a man who can't change that. I can't change the way people think. I can't change the way that people believe in that stuff, and that's the thing. I don't like it. Being completely honest, I don't like it. I don't like it that we see, for example, romance as a transaction of finances. I don't like that we don't value people based on their character and their characteristics, but value them on the image they propose. So we're basically loving books by their cover, even though the pages could be covered in moss because no one has touched them in years. Or maybe those books are wasted and drawn with a lot of horrible things that even though you try to read it, you will never understand it because the narrative is destroyed. When you think about it, when you really think about it, what is humanity right now? I would like to ask. What is the meaning of humanity for each of you? Of being a person, of being a human, man, women, whatever you are. What's the meaning of your life? What is that makes you get up in the morning and say, I can do things? What is it that makes you go through to every decision you have and never had second thoughts about it? What is it that makes you believe that every truth is the truth, even if the truth is only called the truth, despite not being exactly that? It's like, I can't believe it's butter kind of deal. You believe it's butter because it tastes like butter, but you have no idea what it's actually like. I could put whipped cream over a turd and still would not be a dessert. But what are we doing with our lives? We despise people and hate people based on social structures and political views. We never open to debate or think things in a different way. We never look for solutions through the eyes of others. Sometimes they say, get yourself on the side of the other person. And when you try to do that, the point is that even if you try to do that and put yourself on the eyes of the other person to see through them yourself, the experiment itself has its biases because it's you who are the one that is looking through its eyes. So the person is reduced to a looking glass while you still through see to this kaleidoscope of a person yourself. And you might see different things, but the question is that what the person who told you to do that wants you to see? Sometimes you don't know. You can't read people's minds, you can't understand their feelings completely, and you give your best to be a person in this crazy environment which is called humanity, filled with a lot of people who for some reason hate each other, and sometimes you don't get why they hate each other so much. Internal and national conflicts of history and blah blah blah. But instead of thinking that the generations change and that the people who did that are not the same people that did that right now, as the people die and are mortals, we keep trying to act like we have some moral code of value through those conflicts, like we need to fight, instead of fighting the real issues within each of our countries and our lives. I want to see how many people have stood up really to the abusers around their neighborhoods, to the bullies in the school, for others who have truly rise up. Not like we're gonna protest and scream a lot and make a lot of signs and dances and shit, and it's gonna make them pay attention to our needs. Like a dog wags its tail when it looks at you when you come home to tell you that it needs cuddles and love, which is totally respected. Yet, it's the same weight. Wanna truly rise up to something? Do something. It's difficult to do something in this world because a lot of people who know the potential of people doing something are trying to stop you. Will try to stop every effort to change things because, they say to me sometimes, like, you like your comfort zone. Well, they like theirs better. That's the reason I stay sometimes in my comfort zone because in mine I have the control. And they control your comfort zone because they are on top. I don't mean the 1% or any political or economical dispute. I mean the people who truly try to manipulate you in every personal and singular case, which is not a generalized statement. It's different enemies in different battles in different stages all the time. And the people that try to manipulate you, that try to use you, will sometimes look like they try to save you, that they try to give you some hope and help. But the truth is that the hope and help that you need truly comes from the people that you will die for, the people that you will live for, the people that you will love for. And those people who truly love you will understand you and try to get through you. Can you say that you can do that for someone? Can you say that you're willing to try that for someone? I hate that this world has lost the romantic and more decent codes of values sometimes, where what we only see in media is basically that how the anarchists and destroyers of governments and shit are the coolest guys because they do badass stuff. You know what would be badass in those places? Along those dystopian futures where the rich destroy the poor and all of that. You know what would be actually badass there instead of a guy with a gun killing people trying to get to a secure point and then get a hostage to negotiate with the evil side in this constant dispute? Instead of being part of the conflict, be the solution, man. If you have that much resources to buy guns, why don't use the same resources you have to restart economy in some places, to create places for people to eat, to have shelter, and make life better, so then you can from there get some more resources and allies and alliances and bonds to actually topple down what you have been fighting for. The quick solution is not always the best solution, and no one thinks about the collateral damage in those fantasies. No one thinks about the people that is being destroyed by the debris and collateral damage of all the reactions, including explosives and badass stuff. Because it looks badass, we are gonna add it to the story. In our stories, we always try to be the badass guy. The guy that everyone wants to admire because we need that to boost our ego. Have you ever get rid of your ego to do something for someone? To say, I don't care about my dignity at this point. These people need something and might as well deserve it. I want to see people who actually don't care and do good things for each other. That support pain, like they not like support. The right word would be resist. They resist pain. They resist the blame, the humiliation, everything you can throw at them. They will be unfazed. You know why? Because they will be doing something great for the people they care about. They will truly be heroic in that sense because they will do whatever it takes to care for the people they do, but never forgetting the cause that they want to uphold. They will never surrender their identity, their morals, their ideals. That won't go down just because someone made them angry. That won't happen because those people will still fight for the right thing, for the people they love, for the people they care about. Instead of being the I am very big and strong so I can beat you to do what I want, so I think I'm doing justice. I want to see sometimes heroes who go back to the people that really need care. And I don't think in terminal situations because that sometimes becomes propaganda. You know the classic, oh, the kid has cancer, so we need to help him in every story we try. Seriously, what about the kids that are abused at homes? What about the orphan childs who don't have a place to live? How many superheroes have adopted orphans without a reason to use them for their own purposes? Seriously, what could be more heroic than true kindness, given from the resources that you have, and you don't use it for luxury or show off or any kind of stunt? You use the resources that you have to give a hand to others, and through them, you become bigger in yourself because you're not only you, but you're part of what you do and what you give to them. You gotta understand people more, learn more about people, and try to listen more. I may talk too much, that's one of my faults, but at the same time, listen a lot about the people and I see through them, through their actions, their movements, everything. And sometimes I know what I must do, and sometimes I know but I don't want to because I don't want to keep lying to someone just for their comfort and wait for the problem to go away. That's not me. I want to help solve the problems. I want to be there for the people that need it because I hate that people just say that, well, you don't know this person, you are not very close. Like, how close and how many time do you need to spend with someone really face to face to actually give a fuck, to give help? Really, honestly, is there a limit? Is there a measurement for that? Why can't we just be kind to each other regardless of that? For the good inside of people, even if they're done wrong. If you see the pain and the suffering of others, you try to help because that's what we do. Sometimes there are unsavable situations, but not all people cannot be saved. I know I cannot save anyone. Basically, I cannot save everyone. Sorry. I cannot save everyone and I know it. But that does not mean I don't want to save as many people as I can from the pain and suffering they feel every day. That does not mean that I don't care about people Being that, that does not mean I could not have a heart for those who need a little aid. I may be idealistic, I may be foolish, I may be the dumbest person you have ever heard to talk about, but maybe that's who I am. I'd rather be a fool with a kind heart that tries to look for the good in people, that no matter what tries to be by them and give them something to fight for, give them something to believe in, give them something to factually and realistically show the light that they have inside of them. Not by sugarcoating things, not by self-help plans, those things that are like, you need these advices to grow in life, to be a success. You know what I say to all of that? Go to hell. You might try to spread a philosophy that worked for you, but that does not mean that works for everyone. And you still monetize from that, from the desperate people that need light in their lives, and you try to be that light, but guess what? You cannot plug yourself into someone's life like that. They will try to find something that fits with them, that compensates with them, that they can complement with. But no one takes the time to listen and look for the answers because it takes time, it takes effort, it takes resources. Because despite all of our great achievements in technology and advancements in life quality and all of that we have invented and created up to this point, we have evolved morally, but we don't have evolved that much in the last years. We have been more efficient yet less human. We look for numbers and statistics. We look for efficiency. We look for all of that. And sometimes you can have a more loyal employee or person by your side in a more intimate or not so intimate relationship that is not as efficient as someone who is very much more efficient but is less connected with people. I don't want robots in my life. I want people. And I want to see more people in the streets, more parents caring for their children instead of relying them to a machine because they don't have the time because of work to take care of them. I want to see more teachers being paid more in schools to take the time and take the effort to go the extra mile for those students who actually need it and need it desperately. I want to see more media and more stories that doesn't go like in the world of despair, you gotta take the wrong decisions and be as badass as you can to survive. That's not what I see. What I see is that in the situations of crisis and in bad moments, you gotta try to be the best person you can be, because that's the only way that the crisis will actually stop. Because if you don't realize the potential of all the people going together, if you don't realize the potential of one person trying to do the change and trying to inspire others the same way, despite the hatred, despite the fights that they might have, despite the displeasure to anyone around them, despite all of that, you're not seeing clearly. Because humanity has the spirit of humanity that actually has transcended to make us go better in so many things: history, science, medicine, all the people that you less thought about. We have tons of those stories of the people that you thought that could never make it on their time. And they actually worked their asses up to do something, and we're grateful for those people in the current years. Now, my question would be, what could have happened if these people were still around here? Those kinds of people, people who could do great things in this world, but we are still pushing them down because our own system demands them to work that same way in a different environment with different situations and constants in that experiment. Scientifically speaking, that sounds stupid because you're basically changing the conditions of the experiment and hoping the same outcome that was before. Now, if you change the conditions to promote the chance of that element, that incident to happen in the experiment, that's another thing. But we don't do that. We keep pushing people down. We keep treating people like objects sometimes. And we fear human connection, for God's sake. compromise, and letting people know you're vulnerable, letting people know that you feel things, being honest, those things we're afraid of. Why? Because now they seem like an act of weakness. Saying I'm sorry, I don't know, is an act of weakness. You know what's the real act of weakness? Doing that and then doing nothing. Sometimes we do that by comfort, and I am one who did that for a long time. But now when I don't know that, I want to know. I want to listen to people. I want to interact. I want to ask. I want to get answers. I might not be the brightest man in the world. I'm sure I am not. I'm not some super high intelligence guy. I don't believe in elite shit. I just want to say that we need more people around doing better things. Even if they don't have a chance to do other things, but we need more people who are there to believe in love, to believe in faith, in justice, to believe in the good of humanity. Not try to look attention, not try to look for an image, not try to like to boost themselves and believe that because I have money and I have a lot of cute things, material things, that means I am a success. No, you're not. That means you're good at making money. You want to be a success, get a family, get people to love you, get people that you're proud of, that you're proud of. And by the end of your life, let me tell you something. All those things that you have acquired materially, that you have enjoyed while you're alive, those things won't matter. You know they won't matter. And those things won't follow you to the next life like the Egyptians believed. What will follow you till the very moment you just die away will be the memories that you make. And if all your memories are you trying to make more money and getting more stuff and buying things, listen to me, your life is an infomercial. And no one wants to die looking at an infomercial. Want to do something? Live happy, live free, look for love, look for kindness. Make it happen. Do it for others, do it for you. And you don't need to have a ton of expensive things to be happy. What we need in this world is to be happy with less. And I don't mean like we have less things, but we are still happy. No. I mean, we're truly happy because we know that with less things, we can do so much more. That's true efficiency for me. To allow many people to do many things with little. To allow people to speak. To allow people to believe in themselves. I hate and I despise those who see people only by their value and numbers, by their value on what they do to survive and to live. Like, oh yeah, he works really hard, really, really hard. But they don't mention how many people does this person has to feed in their family, and never mention how he has to deal with political correct shit sometimes. They never mention how the world is pushing it every day a step closer to suicide sometimes. Those things are never told, and I believe we should normalize the crises of other people. We should normalize to talk about them, and not from a point of you are sick and need help, more from a point like you're a person, you have problems, I'm a person too, you are equal to me, and I will try to help you. I will be by your side if you let me. We need to let people get close to us. At the same, we need people to be kind enough to get closer to each other. I'm just so tired of seeing so much superficial shit that they think actually makes them better, that actually makes them believe that things are better because they have that superficial shit. It's just a placebo effect, which has been abused and used to make people believe that, well, I have this and you don't have it, so I believe I'm on top. No, you're not. you're not. If you have an expensive thing in your house, but your friend has a family and people who love them, he's on top. He might live in a small house, maybe has some trouble paying the rent sometimes, but has love in its life, has drive, has ambition. But this ambition is not only greed, it's ambition to be better so the people he loves or she loves, I don't know. I'm tired of political correctness, just saying that. But this person will do what it can for the ambition of seeing others happy. And that's a great ambition. Ambition is not only selfish, it's selfish to have ambition because you do it by yourself, but the action of ambition could be not selfish. Could be the ambition of having this ambition for others. You do it for yourself, you create that ambition yourself, but the end goal it's in others. I want to see a better world sometimes. I want to see more decent people. I want to see more loving people. I want to see people who enjoy life and don't fall victim to despair and hatred. I'm just venting right here because I hate how things are working. I hate how difficult it is for people to get jobs despite their basically skills or abilities or need to get a job. I hate that we treat people like numbers from those who are on top, who have no connection whatsoever, and they are just giant propagandas that we put on power. I'm tired of people telling like all your problems will be solved by this man who will come and fix everything. Who is he? Jesus Christ? Seriously. Want to solve problems? Try to solve them yourself with the people that had the same problem and figure it out. Because those who are in the big chairs looking down on you are so high up they can't see your problems. The true problems that you have, no one can see. And worst of all, if you have problems that are only on you, you're fucked. Because no one cares about it. No one dares to talk to you about it or ask about it. Not out of kindness, not out of simple decency. That happens to be not a thing anymore. Fewer and fewer people do that because they feel the pain of trying and never getting to work it. Now, if you have seen this and feel this, share it. Let this message be heard by those who need it. Because I can't do it myself. And I would really love to. I would love to see a better world. That's all I want. A better world made by better people to do better things. To not be stopped because they are doing things that could imply that others are in trouble and they don't get what they want. I just want a better world. For me, for those who I love. Maybe I'm selfish because I'm wishing that, I'm dreaming of that. But I'd rather be selfish for them, have the ambition for them, because I can't be ambitious for myself, than think that nothing's gonna change and the world is doomed already. Because if the world is doomed already, that's game over. We don't have anything else. I think it's more challenging and more rebellious for those of you who try to be like, oh no, no, I'm not with the status quo. To be kind, respectful, and challenge the idea that the status quo is that everything is doomed. Be a better person so the world can have more of you. Just something I wanted to berate about and vent about. You can take it seriously. You may not if you don't want to, but just saying. The world needs people like that. And I would love to see you doing your work in the streets. Just like that. So that will be the end of the video of today. Sorry if it's a giant venting, but I thought that I wanted to say that, and well, it's my channel, so I want to say it. See you around, and please make a better world.